Okay, now, when did you announce the public? In Kenya or in South Africa or in?
When did I announce to the public?
Yeah.
God did it for me. I didn't announce to the public. So this even makes me realize that there are too many dynamics to my story.
No, it's cool. We have time.
But when I got born again, and I came in the kingdom, so I was going into clubs, singing, evangelizing.
Have you met the way you sound like a Lone Ranger?
I started out alone.
Oh, you did?
I started out alone. But what happened is that we're at studio one time, and I thought God wanted me to go to there's a certain pub called Smugglers. So it's a pub. Yeah. So I felt God telling me that I need to go there and I need to sing. So I was in the studio.
What song?
I had 2 songs that I had done, Nipempela and Chipolo Polo.
Oh, okay. Let's rewind then. Even before you. So when do you record your first gospel song according to you?
Before I came back home, when I gave my life to Christ, I recorded 1 song, 2 songs, so Chipolo Polo and Nipempela.
And this is in South Africa?
This is in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. The usual topic of discussion. Lord of house of dreamers. Yo. The transition is here. Yeah. Pompi. Mwenzo shusha tisini na kwanise. Ninakuza. Nafuti mulilo noti usimwe. Ninakuza. Chipolo polo helo sini kama pari mfuti mwe. Ninakuza. Futi uliyo niwe singa kwanise. Mwenzo shusha tisini na kwanise. Ninakuza. Nafuti mulilo noti usimwe. Ninakuza. Chipolo polo helo sini kama pari mfuti mwe. Ninakuza. Futi uliyo niwe singa kwanise. Panchito satana mapanga bantu ninakamba kudala mushala panchito walova patipele udela eve safuno kusala muuze uzafa na njala wanisanka kulibea nipala wanipanga buleti yako pala kufupika mumachumpa kunita ya kopi mumala niweka ngoro kalubili kwatidiva kuli estabili chipolopolo ni munzelu mulilo rojusi boy nikakujela pilipili wachepa nine mwana walesa tatwaka chule yawe no never save our sovereign God hanging on Jesus' arm the boys hard mwenzo shusha tisini na kwanise ninakuza nafuti mulilo noti usimwe ninakuza chipolopolo helo sini kama pali mfuti mwe ninakuza futi uliyo nongiwe singa kwanise.
So I recorded those 2 and I came back with those recordings. So those are the ones when I would go, I would ask. So like I would ask the DJ or whatever, oh, is it okay if I can perform? And they would say, okay, because they would assume that he wants to probably do. They would get there and start worshiping. Yeah, so that was the phase I was in. So I remember I was in studio now recording now. I was preparing to record now a gospel album with Mag.
So rewind. Rewind then. When do you meet Mag? This is such huge moments.
Mag. So you see, Mag, the one who played me Mag is Mandiva. So one time when I'm in his car, because we became good friends, because as a Christian now he's.
Oh, of course, when you told him you're born again, he was like, finally.
Yeah, as in, he was like, he became like a brother. Like, I mean, the guy was very invested in how I'm doing, what.
Wonderful.
So.
Mag had produced, because he used to be a musician as well.
Who?
Mandiva.
Yeah, he used to be a musician.
So Mag had produced for him entire song.
Exactly, yes.
Then he had come and played and given him beats. So he had come and given you beats.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, I get
so
it
he
now.
played me the beats. And I said, this guy who made these beats.
Bruh.
I forgot all the South African studios. I said, nah, I'm going back to Zambia and I'm going to record. So that's how I came here, met Mag. So while I was recording there, now this gospel album, I told the guys, like, I feel God wants is telling me that I need to go to this place and I need to perform. But they're like, bro, that's a pub. So I'm like, exactly, that's where we need to go. Yeah. So they're thinking, bro, like, gospel artists don't do that. Like, why are you going to a pub, you know? So they didn't believe me. So Magnus, I remember at the time, just said, you know what, let me come with you. So I remember that weekend we went, me and Mag, went to now Mag hadn't been in that environment in a long time.
Yeah.
Me, I was fresh. I mean, that was
Fresh out. You were fresh out the cafe.
I mean, I didn't. I wasn't. For him, he felt too vulnerable. He just said, this music, this dress codes. No. He said, I'm going to the car. So he just sat in the car. I went, spoke to the DJ, said, I want to perform. Now, God showed up that day. Because what happened is when I sang the 2 songs. So the first song, actually, when I was singing it, you know, in that setup, people were quite pissed off because they're like, you, what are you doing? Like, we're in this place where
Enjoying music,
having fun here. If we wanted to go to church, we would have gone to church. So, what are you doing? Like, I think they were a little bit offended by the fact that I was there and I was doing what I was doing. Yeah, so first song, I remember because when I was even singing, people were like shouting like, are you lost? What's like, this guy, like, some just making fun, hey man, like, and they're cracking up and all sorts of things. So I remember I was so, actually when I started, at that moment I sort of thought that, I thought to myself, like, for real, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, why, and I'm on stage and I'm singing. So I was just embarrassed and everything was going on. And I was telling God, like, God, I'm realizing now that I'm here, that what am I doing here? So midway, I even closed my eyes now because I just was singing and I closed my eyes because I didn't want to see, the people, Closed my eyes and I started singing and I just continued singing the next instrumental. I told the DJ to just play the next instrumental just seamlessly. Started the next instrument, started singing as well. But when I noticed after a while that there was silence, so I opened my eyes to check what's going on and people were worshiping. And finished the song, walked off stage, went to the car. A mob of the people from there came to the car and said, we want you to pray for us.
What?
Now at the time, because I'm a new believer, and at the time I'm just like doing, so I didn't really even know like how to pray for people really, like, you know what I mean? So that's where now Mag came in. So I asked Mag, like, please. So Mag was just shocked, like, bro,
what's going on?
What's happening here? So he prayed. He was experienced in evangelism, so he started to pray for the people, And I was also praying, but I was obviously, I felt like I needed guidance on that front. I was praying for them as well, and obviously after praying, I met actually a friend there, a lady who I was in school with, and actually she was saying like, I was actually very suicidal and stuff like that. I came here. I'm sure I can recognize that I'm very drunk. I am still drunk, but to be honest, what you have done has sobered me up. And I feel I just need to sober myself up to express, like, I was going to commit suicide.
What?
Yeah. I was going to commit suicide. My idea was today to just do my last partying and get completely cut. If you look on that table, if you can see the bottles that she bought, like, you can't drink like that. So like I was just planning to just have the last drink up and then I'm gone. And I can't believe God used you, who I know. And I know you from the past that, I know we used to play together. You're not the kind who I know who is even associate with church or Christianity. And that God should follow me here. I believe that God definitely loves me. I know that God definitely has a purpose for me, because there's no way he can follow me here. Like in this place, it's the last place I would ever think that God would show up for me. And yeah, for that reason, like, yeah,
I'm not going to take my life today.
like I'm excited for the future and whatever. So Mag obviously saw now everything going. Me and Mag now on the way back were like, you know what? The problem is, like, we like to go fishing in the fish pond where we already know we've got it. You know, it's like you are fishing from your stash. You know, where you've put the fish in the fish pond and then you go fishing again and throw the fish back in the fish pond. You know, which is like, you know, doesn't make any sense. So we realized that, you know what, with our music, with what, we should actually go to the world and take our music there and go fishing there and bring people into the kingdom.
That must have been powerful for you, because it's, first of all, it's an affirmation that God wants you to continue on this music gospel path.
Yeah.
Secondly, that you hear God.
Yeah.
Because, you know, one of the things that I say, even me being here in Zambia, I still question whether I hear God, you know, or whether it's my mind, the battle between the mind and, and the voice of God.
Yeah.
So, and God never tells you to do things which sound straight. You know what I mean? They just sound like what he told Abraham, go and kill your son. Like, that doesn't sound straight.
Exactly, yeah.
So for him to tell you, go and perform in the club, and you're doing your first song. I know what it is on stage, to be on stage and in an environment like that, and people are booing. You know, the fact that even something small as the DJ didn't stop and tell you, hey, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Your performance are not being filmed here.
Yeah.
All of these things add up. That must have been very encouraging for you.
Yeah, very. It sort of felt, it was very clear that I'm not artist alone. You know, like I knew, you know, and which is why even the boldness. Some of the things I did then, I'm not even sure I would be able to do now. Why? Is because I feel I wouldn't do it now, because I would wait for the instruction. Then I knew I had a clear instruction. So sometimes I feel, and at the time I remember telling people that, no, don't, just because I'm doing it, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you might do it and you die. You know, it's not that when God gives someone an instruction, you should just follow.
It's not for us, it's for me.
It's for me.
Jesus on the cross wasn't for him and the disciples.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, after that,
then now let's enter this phase of. In fact, let's take a break right now. Let me change some batteries. Let's enter this phase of understanding Pompi, the gospel, the music from beginning, the gospel music.
Yeah.